Hi, I'm Lada from astrolada.com, and this is your weekly horoscope for the 5th till the 11th of November 2018. And this week for us, it's so exciting, astrologers, because it's like our Christmas for astrologers, because Jupiter is changing signs. And in astrology, we know Jupiter as Father Christmas, Santa Claus, of the planets, where it's opening its new presence of abundance, which it's going to be giving to everyone for the next 12 months from a different area in their life. So we're very excited. We're going to talk about that. Also, there is a new moon in Scorpio, intense new beginnings in certain areas of our life. It can be a little bit more crisis prone as well, and a few other configurations. But before I start, just to remind you that on the 9th of November, which is Friday, me and April are making a live webinar on Jupiter and Sagittarius, how it's going to affect you personally according to your horoscope. And there is an option that you can attend this webinar and send us your chart, where we can look at your chart personally and send you an email to tell you which parts of your horoscope Jupiter will particularly light up like a Christmas tree and bring abundance or blessings there. And also wanted to let you know that I'm working on the yearly 2019 horoscopes. They're becoming amazing, like an hour and a half each, with so much information, and it's very practical. It's nothing uh, just mystical ruminations or thoughts. It's practical, it's down to earth, it's month by month in some cases as well. So if you still haven't ordered your yearly 2019, it's just $3.99 per sign, and after the 15th of October, the price will double, triple actually. So try and get it on time. All right, so let's see what the week is holding. As I said, the biggest event this week is that Jupiter, the Santa Claus of the zodiac, of the planets, is moving into a new sign. So we're going to see noticeable shifts, especially around the world. There will be some big event that is very symbolic of the energy of Jupiter in Sagittarius. Because every time a planet moves into another sign, some big event happens to show us, like, it's like to give us an idea of what's to come in the next 12 months, just like exactly last year when Jupiter entered Scorpio, the sign of secrets, the sign of sexual abuse, the sign of using power in the wrong ways. What happened? The Harvey Weinstein case erupted and the Me Too movement started. That was to the point, so exactly at the time that happened. So such kind of iconic events and pivotal events happen around the time of a planet entering in another sign. And Jupiter is the planet of truth. And of course, when it was in Scorpio, it revealed a lot of secrets about misuse of power from people in power, because Scorpio is about power. It was about women trying to get their power back as well, with the Me Too movement and speaking out about hidden secrets of abuse. Again, very Plutonic, very Scorpionic themes that have been happening. There was a reformation of taxes. I'm talking in the States in particular. And wherever Jupiter goes, it helps and it brings light, and it brings some kind of, Jupiter is considered to be divine and angelic wisdom. So it's gonna, the light forces, because of course they're dark and light forces that are playing a dance together. And wherever Jupiter goes, the light forces start working there. Start working there in that area, collectively for all of us, to bring more clarity, to bring more understanding, to bring more positive developments for humanity on the whole, more progress. And of course, Jupiter is a very humanistic planet, and it's entering its own sign, guys. This week and for the next 12 months, it's going to be there, which is a big thing. Jupiter becomes extremely powerful. It becomes like a double whammy Jupiter, like a double strength Jupiter when it's in its own sign. And we've been waiting for that for 12 years to happen. Actually, the last time it happened, it was the last boom of the economy, and the markets hit it really high. So we can possibly even expect things like that. Not this week in particular only, but the markets to be kind of, when Jupiter goes up, to inflate, because Jupiter is a planet of growth, expansion. So there'll be a lot of growth happening universally around the world. And in particular, Jupiter will bring important improvements in the educational system, more opportunities from people from different backgrounds, even underprivileged backgrounds, to have access to higher education without heavy consequences, without like heavy debt. So there'll be maybe like stipends that are being given, more, like scholarships that people have more access to, that are made available by the government in some way as well. Or maybe somehow the higher education, the university culture will start shifting and changing for positive. So more people can have access to it. So more people, so people are not indebted to it, like having to pay after that for their whole life. So you'll see and you'll see a lot of secrets coming to the surface, and a lot of things that were done wrong in regards to higher education. This topic will become very important. The opportunities for learning, for traveling, for studying, and people will come out and they'll speak out, and people will try and make big reformations, whether politically, or there might be a movement that starts in some way. So it allows people to have more access and equality to educational opportunities. So there will be improvement, expansion of universities, and growth of those educational institutions. Plus, people generally around the world will feel more open-minded and willing to accept other belief systems, willing to embrace and not judge different cultures, people from different background, color, religious beliefs. So there will be more acceptance, and we like that. We need that. It's when Saturn was in Sagittarius the last 3 years, there was actually further rift, because Saturn kind of creates the opposite of Jupiter in regards to how people feel about other cultures, about other religions. Now there will be possibility to heal that to some extent. We can't do it fully. So expect already from next week some big event in regards to higher education, in regards to high courts and judges, because Sagittarius rules that. Maybe some truth will come about Supreme Court matters, about matters connected to justice, in a sense that, because Sagittarius and Jupiter rule the truth. And what is the truth? Which is also, it rules divine laws, not the human laws that we make, but the divine unwritten moral and ethical laws that everyone has a conscience and feels when something's wrong, even if by law they're doing things right. Jupiter is, when it goes into Sagittarius, will give us a stronger awareness and will reveal secrets about immoral actions or unethical actions of people in high standing positions. And people will be able to more recognize more authentic and honest people, whether in power, and they'll have more understanding who is really a good proper guy and who is not, or woman in that sense. So this week, big events, and for the next 12 months, something to do with truth coming to the surface about the court systems, about the Supreme Court, about higher education or university, about priests and churches and religions, throwing light on certain on certain sides of the priesthood, of the churches, of religious organizations, belief organizations. That is, in a sense, maybe it will reveal some dark secret there, or maybe will give us deeper understanding of certain other beliefs, so we're more accepting of them as well. But some important events connected to people in the high levels of the learned people educational system, the court system, the judicial system, or how is it called, and the religious beliefs, priestly orders as well. And the world will go towards more unification of religions and beliefs, and people will be more tolerant starting from next week, little by little, for 1 year. People will be more accepting of others. People will be more accepting of other cultures, and of more forgiving as well. Jupiter makes us kinder when it's in Sagittarius, open-minded, more international, global. And Jupiter is also in Sagittarius about helping others. Jupiter in Sagittarius is about doing humanitarian activities. These will increase. People will be more compassionate. People will be more generous with each other. It will, and also Sagittarius and Jupiter rule liberal. So it will give more power to liberal parties, because in Saturn passing first through Sagittarius, the sign of liberality, restricted that, and then now it's in Capricorn, the sign of conservatism. It gave more power to conservative ideas, all ideas, conservative parties or parties on that spectrum. And when Jupiter goes in Sagittarius, well, Saturn is still in Capricorn, but it will somehow equalize the power, equalize the power, maybe more the liberal belief systems and ideologies and parties will get more power back, generally throughout the world. So there will be some equalizing of power, the conservative and the more liberal. And of course, Sagittarius is about freedom. There will be some important event connected to freedom movements, to movements connected to also to immigration. Sagittarius rules immigration, while Saturn in Capricorn is trying to build walls or to strengthen and to strengthen rules and laws which are in regards to traveling, to make them more strict, and regulations of some sort, governmental regulations. Jupiter will kind of entering now its own sign, Sagittarius, of travel, of relocating to foreign countries, of moving to live in foreign countries. It will loosen up a bit some of those tight regulations. So for immigrants in particular, that can be good news. And Jupiter will be making square with Neptune throughout 2019. And this aspect happened in 2000, I think it was 15 or 16. Yes, 2016. And that's when there was a huge wave of immigrants going into Europe. If you remember, Jupiter square Neptune, Neptune is dissolves, or Jupiter is allowing Neptune even dissolves more boundaries as well. But now Saturn is in Capricorn, so it's holding tight, like the government will still try to tighten things. But again, there will be some big immigrant wave happening somewhere in the world, big shift and moving of human masses from one place to another. It's very likely to happen. I thought you might find it interesting to hear more about the worldly part, how the world might manifest through that. Also, higher knowledge and learning will expand. Intuition will increase in humans. The connection, it will be almost like 1 year where the gates of communication between different civilizations, and whether it's us and some angelic beings, or us and some some kind of different, the portals between different civilizations, the access to those portals and the access of exchanging of information and communication it thins, becomes easier when Jupiter is in Sagittarius. So people will be receiving big inspirations, might be channeled, or might be just like intuitively that they feel inspired for some higher knowledge, and often when Jupiter is in Sagittarius, it's when some new higher knowledge system is given to humanity, by someone downloads it or dreams it or feels it, or so people that are involved in any way with bringing higher knowledge, with trying to bring progressive knowledge for humanity to expand and to give it opportunities, equal opportunities for everyone, to free humanity. Well, now will be your year, you light workers. The light is becoming stronger when Jupiter is in its own sign. And the light to higher wisdom and knowledge and information that liberates humanity and gives progress to humanity, it's becoming stronger. So expect over the next 12 months. And already from this week, you can see some big event of some big illumination, some big humanistic ideology that appears, or movement that is very inspired, and that is about liberating humans, and that is about giving them more equal opportunities, I would say, more opportunities for everyone. And also there will be, I think, great advance also with astrology and any kind of other higher knowledge fields of any sort as well. and philosophical fields and conceptual fields of any sort as well. There'll be a lot of philosophical discourses happening and people talking about morality. Is this right or is this wrong? Not about profits for the big corporations and stuff. People will be like, I'm holding you accountable in line not with what human law says, but I'm holding you accountable in line with what is the divine morality, what is the right thing to do for everyone. So these energies will become stronger and stronger, and we really need that at this time. And we need this more tolerance towards other cultures and towards people different than us in any way. But again, don't think it will just everything will shift, because Saturn is in Capricorn holding on to traditions and structures, but somehow the powers will equalize more. And people that in any way involved with traveling, international trading will be more better and better in the big global, trading of some sort, because Sagittarius rules international connections and global import exports. There will be possibly kind of more deregulations connected to matters connected to moving goods and things from one place, and people as well, as we said, from one place in the world to another place in the world. World travel will increase as well. Maybe even expect some cheaper and more affordable airlines to appear, and even some kind of transportation means that is easier to starting the beginning of that. Transportation means that creates easy access from one point to the world to another point of the world, and makes it more accessible to more people as well. Sagittarius as well means that people involved in teaching or learning or higher knowledge can have a boom this year. There can be a proliferation of businesses and guru teachers. And of course, some of them might be misleading. Jupiter is making square to Neptune. So some of them might be gone with the fairies, too positive or too unrealistic. But still, there is proliferations, and there will be a lot of truthful teachers that are coming as well. And a lot of channelers of much purer information and knowledge from above and guidance for humanity, so to speak. More inspirational figures that speak on those moral topics and what is the right thing to do, and give guidance to humans in regards to their spiritual nature, in regards to like coaches, people that are working also in coach industry and careers. They can have growth now, and it's fantastic time over the next 12 months for you to go and study something or to go travel the world. Maybe not for everyone, but there will be more opportunities for people generally throughout the world, and also to teach, to do, to spread knowledge by teaching, by traveling as well. People that in those, if you're a professor in academia or coach or guide or inspirational figure, there will be a proliferation of interest throughout the world towards such higher-minded topics, which is good news. People looking for the truth, people looking for meaning, people looking for why are we here, people looking for the reason of creation and their purpose in life and their meaning in life, and looking for counsel for someone who give them purpose and meaning and answer questions for them. So people in such roles of guides, and very likely they'll have increased work and increased inspiration and increased opportunities as well. Okay, so there are other things, but I can't, I don't want to make this video too long. And specifically how it's going to affect you, I speak about it in my November videos much more in depth, also in my yearly videos. I'm talking very in depth there. Very quickly to say, Aries, you have more opportunity to study, to teach, to travel. Taurus, you have more financial support coming to you from others over the next 1 year, opportunities for big transformation and sudden miraculous healings, and more intimacy. Gemini, you have opportunities to form new relationships that are beneficial, personal business, to be released from a painful relationship, to start new happier relationships, to receive again support from another. Cancer, you have work opportunities and opportunities to find out more about your health, and about your what routine is the best for you, and you have opportunity to grow on your business, on your work. Leo, you have more romantic opportunities for you, and opportunities to enjoy life and to feel more joyful, and possibly also to have children, and to romantically to feel more satisfied as well, and some new creative ideas that come to you, that happen and that open your doors for you. Virgo, you have opportunities for creation of a family, parenthood, opportunities to have a home, to relocate to a better place, to find a place that feels like home, to improve relationships with family. Libra, you'd have opportunities to make more contacts, to travel more as well, to learn some new skills, to revel in them, to opportunities to expand your social network, to do more sales if you're in any kind of sales, marketing, advertising as well, and learning new skills. Okay, I said that. And to improve relationships with siblings, with relatives, to work in small group environments that give positive results. Scorpio, you have financial opportunities and growth to kind of create more stability financially in your life, and you'll have opportunities as well to gain something valuable materially and to improve your self-worth. Of course, Sagittarius, for you, your whole life starts a new chapter. They're powerful new beginnings that are happening for you. And they might not always be the easiest things, new beginnings, but this is something you've been craving and you've been needing. And whatever new beginnings you're going through, Jupiter will help you. And you kind of will feel more empowered starting from this week. You'll feel like you're coming into your strength, you're coming into your power. The actions that you now take, they're going to start giving results, because it's Jupiter, the planet that rules, is no longer in the 12th house where you are completing things a lot, where things were unclear, or you were trying to start something new but it didn't. Now you'll be able to start those new beginnings and those new visions and expansions and travel and growth, Okay, if you're Capricorn, this will be time that you get deep spiritual insights. This will be time where you're ending things over the next 12 months, but it will be in a positive way that you end things. You're ready to separate from those things. You're kind of like releasing them easily, and it can be good introspective time. It can be time that is great also for traveling internationally, or for learning something in depth, for some research as well, or for relocating to foreign countries. If you're Aquarius, this is very gainful materially time. Jupiter transiting in your 12th and 11th house, you're going to start seeing increase of your gains and more clear goals for your life. Your wishes and dreams will start becoming more of a reality. The things that you really desire and you wish for, which is the 11th house, you'll be able to make those happen. You'll be able to fulfill some of those long dreamed of desires and achievements, and even receive some recognition, reward, prize. It's time for getting reward, time for gains, for receiving fruitage, for increase of resources and gaining a profitable power, and for increasing of your social circle and your social influence as well. More people in your life will appear, new friends, new sources of income, new aspirations and goals and achievements that you can fulfill in a more global scale as well. And of course, if you're Pisces, your career, more public visibility will appear, a new career direction that is more truthful and authentic, a career direction, a new career directions that expand your influence as well. Better bosses will appear as well, improve your relationship with institutions of some sort. And it's kind of more respect that you can receive as well. So that's, but do watch the November videos to see much more in detail. Plus, Jupiter becomes, once it enters from Thursday, Jupiter and Mercury are both in Sagittarius, and they start creating a double manifesting influence. So you can start seeing those results already from the end of the week. Again, I explain it in the November monthly videos much better and in depth. At the same time, Uranus is going back into Aries. I don't think it will affect you personally, because unless you have planets or ascendant or sun or moon in the 30th degree or 29th, 28th degree of Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. So that's a very small group of people that will feel it personally in their life, but watch out again on the international scale. When a planet, especially an outer planet, shifts a sign, especially when it's Uranus, some volatility happens. I remember that when Uranus moved into Taurus in May, And I said, watch out for big weather disturbances, because wherever they're happening, because Uranus is connected to storms and big hurricanes and stuff and unusual weather. It indicates that over the next 7 years, this is where the biggest changes will happen. And that's happened over Washington. People are posting crazy pictures of like crazy clouds and hurricanes and stuff. I don't know what exactly it was. But now it's going back to Aries. So there can be more volatility again on the international stage, so to speak. So possibly passions will rise again, and people being in a more fighting mode again, and initiative mode. But that's for a brief period, because Uranus will go back again into Taurus in April, and it means that from April 2019 to 2026, big change of the financial system. But for now, it's being pulled back a little bit. It's being stopped. But those in power, they're preparing it. They're waiting. The people that rule the world, they all are aware of those energies. They know those secrets. They use astrology more than we do. And they occasionally leak some information, but they've been waiting for Uranus in Taurus. And they'll go full force to make it cashless society over that time from April onwards again. But now there can be some other important events that happened this week, because two outer planets are shifting signs. So watch out for those. It will be interesting. And we have towards Friday, Saturday, Venus still retrograde, but it's starting to make trine to Saturn. It's making, to Mars. So now, and Venus is in Libra now, so people are more willing to collaborate, willing to communicate rationally with each other, willing to make amends. And when Venus makes a good aspect to Mars, means that you can fix some relationships and not be afraid to face some more challenging topics. You might be able to pick up some project that you are making with someone together and finish it and complete it, or some kind of agreement or some kind of a contract that you can get cracking on. But it's something that you've already had in mind, or that you've been doing before, that you can move forward with now. But generally that should especially improve relationships between men and women. Mars is male energy, Venus is female energy. So if you're trying to fix some relationship, that can be a good time when Venus is retrograde. It's still invisible, but it's in a much better condition and things are stabilizing. Unless there is something else happening in your horoscope, of course, like say Mars is squaring your natal Venus, then you'll be fighting. But for this, you need to know your personal transits. And on the 19th of December, you're going to have access to your personal transits. I've made a totally free software. For each week, you can see exactly what transits you're going to have with written text for each one of them. And it's fantastic. I'm so excited about that. I think that will be something that at least 200,000-300,000 people refer to weekly once they get to know the software. Anyway, so yes, so this is the weekend. There is the new moon in Scorpio, and this new moon is happening on Wednesday approximately. And new moon is about new beginnings, but usually it can create some vacuum, because, and by the way, the moon is invisible till Friday. Don't do any new beginnings. Don't start new things when the moon is invisible. After that, on Friday, go, because the moon becomes visible, plus it becomes visible next to Jupiter in the first degrees, approximately around there, in the early degrees of Sagittarius. So the new beginnings that you start from Saturday or Friday, Saturday will be very, yes, Friday already is going to be visible. Friday, Saturday will be very auspicious. So wait to start anything till then. And after that, something important that you wanted to have lasting results, do it then. Plus those results will not only be lasting, but will be very fruitful and will be blessed, because this is the energy of Jupiter conjoined with the moon. But before that, on Wednesday, is when the sun and moon align with each other. If you're a flat earth theorist, it means that the sun goes behind the moon, or no, the moon goes behind the sun. Sorry. But they're aligning with each other. And it means there is possibilities for new beginnings over the next 2 weeks after that. And for Aries, that can be new beginnings in regards to matters of mutual resources, taxes, insurances, inheritances, money that comes to you from others, investments as well of some sort, some changing there, some trying new things. If you're Taurus, this new moon will be in your seventh house. There can be new beginnings through associates, through partners, something you can happen in the life of your partner, renewal of some kind of contract or relationship, or new contract, or new possibility to collaborate with someone on something. If you're Gemini, the full moon will be in your sixth house. There can be new beginnings in regards to your work, some new work project, for example, some new duty or responsibility, or some new health project, and some new health routine that you start, for example, or some new beginnings in regards to matters connected to debt that you start putting in order. If you are Cancer, the new beginnings is happening in your fifth house, possibility of new beginnings related to dating, romance, in regards to some creative project as well, or in the life of your children, renewal of relationships with children as well. Again, I always say that you won't see it on Wednesday happen like that. You'll see the new ideas might start coming from then, but you'll see this fruition over the next 2 weeks, and it will give you new ideas for the next 6 months. And if you are Leo, new beginnings that are being seeded now over the next 2 weeks, for the next 6 months, in regards to your home, family, property, place of live, relationships with family. If you are Virgo, new beginnings in regards to something to do with travel, with marketing, with advertising, with sales, with commercial activities, business activities, with media, with writing, with speaking, with communications, with learning new skills and contacts and new contacts. If you are Libra, new beginnings in regards to your resources, finances, money, financial material situations. And if you are invaluables of some sort, property, the kind of assets of some sort. If you are Scorpio, of course, it's new beginnings for you. And if you're born around the new moon, which is, around Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, it means that the next 12 months will be powerful new beginnings for you. But you might not see the seed of those new beginnings give results until after that, until the birthday after this one, because now you will be seeding this whole 1 year powerful new beginnings. But because it's you're born, your birthday falls on a dark moon, it means that something is brewing, something is being born inside, but the results is going to be invisible for this year. They'll come a bit later, but powerful. Yeah, for you Scorpios, watch out. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the next 2 weeks after that, you're being the program for the next 12 months is being imprinted in your subconscious, and new ideas will pop up, new opportunities over the next 2 weeks, not immediately on Wednesday. It will start gradually now, and you start noticing things that you feel renewed energy, that you feel renewed excitement about life, that you're ready to come out again and take a role of of initiative roles. But again, don't start before Friday, before the moon becomes visible. Get excited about those new ideas. Pay attention to what's happening around you. This is when there's a new moon in your sign, Scorpio, whether it's your ascendant on the moon, the universe sends you very strong signs about what's coming. All right. And if you are Sagittarius and the new moon is in your 12th house, what can I say? New beginnings. It's kind of a process that it's going to be more internalized, and until there is a new moon in your sign, which comes in December at some time, I think, you might take a step back and basically actually even try to start integrating those Sagittarius energy that comes into your sign. You're going to start feeling from Friday, Thursday, this exciting new energy of inspiration gradually. But while the sun is in your 12th house, you can't fully start it yet. Actually, the sun enters your first house from the end of November approximately. So then you're going to start coming into your power fully. And this inspiration that Jupiter brings, you'll be able to start making it happen. If you're Capricorn, it's in your 11th house, new beginnings in regards to friendships, some new goals that you can set, new social and material goals for profit as well. Start working on some profitable new project, business or personal of some sort. Um, and then if you're Aquarius, it's in your 10th house. It can give new ideas in regards to your career, new ideas in regards to career projects, or new beginnings of some sort in regards to people in authority or institutions, or new beginnings in regards to um, personal power and personal, um, you know, leadership skills. All right, and career, of course. And if you're Pisces, new beginnings in regards to maybe foreign travels, higher education, learning, some insights, some more deeper spiritual insights as well, and possibilities, new beginnings in regards to connecting to people from faraway places or people with a very different background than you, that can grow over the coming weeks. Ah, okay. I think the Sagittarius, there's new moon every month. Sagittarius gets lit up by Jupiter, its own sign, once in 12 years. So that's, for me, the more exciting thing. So thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, get your yearly horoscope. I'm giving a lot more secrets there. I'm using not only Western astrology methods there, I'm using some ancient astrology methods. And also, those of you, we still have a discount on Jupiter in Sagittarius, 30% if you order till the 9th of November, the webinar with me in April. And after that, it goes to normal price. So thank you so much, and I will see you next week. And I have a few other surprises prepared for you. I'm also making written yearly horoscopes, very in-depth, very beautiful. They're month by month without astrological terminology. For those of you who don't want to hear those astrology terms that I use in the recorded yearly, they can get the written ones, or they can get both, because they're very different, because my teacher is making the written ones together with me. So the style is much less astrological, but very, very practical, specific with days. On this day, be careful. If you're born on that day, this day, you can do this. This day, you can do this. Anyway, and I'm also in the final stages of preparing the free transit software for you. Yay! Free transit, because everyone comes to me and say, where can I see my daily transits? And there are a few places, but they are paid for the daily. And I'm giving you a full week of free weekly transits for you personal. So you won't even need those weekly horoscopes anymore that I'm doing, because there you'll be getting way more specific information for you personally. And I'm also preparing the 2019 calendar with all the transits that are coming. So lots of interesting things. And I'm working on a seminar with Nikola Stojanovic in the summer of 2019, which will be in Bulgaria. So Jupiter in Sagittarius will allow a lot of you to travel more easily. So start saving. No, I'm very excited. That will be my first live seminar, and I'm thrilled, and I want to meet 40 to 50 of you personally and spend daily time with you for a few days. So those of you who would want to join me in Bulgaria, I will be very excited. It will be either June or September. I'm still planning the details. Want to make sure that it's cheapest for you guys. So I want to get the dates when it's cheapest. So because the travel to Bulgaria is already a bit expensive, plus the ticket, for the conference, which will be about $1,000. And then it's going to be 3 or 4 days intense from morning till evening together. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. But anyway, I just gave you a preview of all the things I'm preparing for you. And hopefully they'll all manifest. Jupiter is entering its own sign in Sagittarius. It's very manifesting time starting. Have a great week.